Welcome. Thank you for joining us at Sonaview today. I'm Janet McKee, as you know, founder of Sonaview, health and wellness expert, speaker, author, and certified high performance coach. Everything is related because it's all about living a better life. And that's what we teach you here at Sonaview, how to embrace a better life. We have been speaking to you all week long, especially on Facebook this week, about breakfast, what to have for breakfast. And this is so important. You probably have heard before that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I do believe it is for many reasons. And it's so fascinating because when I am working with a health client and I'm trying to get them to completely advance their food and lifestyle choices, it can be overwhelming to try to consider changing breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, everything. It's like, oh, there's too much to think about. I can't do it. So I always tell them, let's just start with breakfast. If we can make incredible improvements to breakfast, let's just start there. And then once they're feeling better and they have more energy, then we can tackle the other meals of the day. But breakfast is so important. And let me tell you, as part of being one of only 200 elite high performance coaches in the world, I am teaching people to have great success in their lives, success across all aspects of their life. And that means greater levels of joy, confidence, energy, courage, productivity, motivation. I mean, it's just like crazy fabulous. And so how can I help somebody improve their entire life from all of those incredible aspects if they have low energy? And so doing the basic things to increase your energy and vitality, then everything in your life improves. And as you know, if you've been watching my videos and following me, that includes everything. You need a good night's sleep. You need to be hydrated. You need to breathe, like remember to breathe, that gives you energy. You need to move. You need to move your body. Not only just that time that you're exercising each day, every day, but throughout the day. Get up and move and do some deep breathing and stretch to keep your energy up. And then of course, feeding your body healthy, nourishing, energizing foods. That is what you need. And it is so simple. And I've given you so many ideas this week. As a matter of fact, we've really done a detailed focus on smoothies because that's one of my really favorite things to teach people because it's like a meal and a drink. And we've taught you all kinds of aspects of doing smoothies, from basic fruit smoothies to how to even make your own nut and seed milk as a base for smoothies. We've taught you how to do green smoothies where you have your green vegetables and your fruit and it tastes fabulous for people of all ages that refuse to eat their greens. I say children of all ages. And protein superfood smoothies and even dessert smoothies. So there's like all kinds of crazy, wonderful ideas. But sometimes when I'm teaching a workshop, sometimes in the audience, somebody will say, well, that's great, Janet, and it's delicious, and I'm getting all these great nutrients, but I don't want to drink my breakfast. I want to chew. I'm used to chewing something. Thus, then, the Smoothie Bowl has come about, and this has become really popular. It might seem like a little fad happening out across the country and around the world to put your smoothie in a bowl and make it real interesting, but it's a great solution because not only is it so delicious, but has all kinds of textures and colors, and the visual appeal of it is just so exciting. But I'm on the websites looking at people doing smoothie bowls, and almost every single one I have seen has honey, maple syrup, agave nectar, one of these like major sugar ingredients. And yes, those are healthy sugar alternatives, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I mean, let's face it, so many people are overweight. We have chronic issues with obesity, diabetes, cancer is a huge concern. And when I'm working with people dealing with cancer, one of the first things I ask them to walk away from is simple sugars, all simple sugars. Because when you consume that, that's just a simple food that's just gonna increase your blood sugar immediately. But we don't give up sweet tastes. And that's where I love to include all kinds of wonderful fruit in the diet because it's rich with antioxidants, fiber, all kinds of wonderful nutrients, and it satisfies the sweet taste. So you've already seen in my smoothie videos, I hope, and if you haven't, get on the Janet McKee fan public figure Facebook page. That's my new Facebook page I've been asked to do, or SaunaView Facebook page, or on saunaview.com, and you will see all of these videos. And one of them is a low glycemic smoothie, and that one doesn't have a whole lot of sweet fruit if you have an issue with that. But there is still some wonderful ingredients, and you can even make a smoothie bowl out of that. So recently I was in San Diego at more high performance certification training. And I'm one of those strange people that when I go out of town, instead of going to like these restaurants and eating all these rich, fatty foods, the first thing I do is where's the local health food store and where's the local juice bar? So when everyone else is going to the bar, I'm going to the juice bar. And I found this great place. It was in San Diego. It was Choice Superfood Smoothie and Juice Bar or something like that, but the name was Choice, and I fell in love with the place. And there were multiple locations around San Diego. And so what I would do is every morning before a 12-hour conference that I had to attend, I would go to the juice bar, get myself green fresh pressed vegetable juice, and you've seen my video that Nathan and I do on why juicing and how to do it. That is so nourishing, so healing, so energizing. It's like, wow, okay? So instead of coffee, like most people do, I get my green juice. I know you're thinking that's crazy, but you gotta try it. And then I would get a smoothie bowl. And what was really popular out in these juice bars is what's called an acai bowl. And acai, A-C-A-I, is actually a berry from the Brazil area, from South America. And it's really high in antioxidants and has a lot of benefits. And I think that's where the smoothie bowl originated, was from acai frozen berry mix that you can get at the health food store. And you can add this to smoothies, but I think then this trend started, which was fantastic, of taking the acai mix and creating this smoothie bowl idea. So instead of cereal with milk, which I always say cereal is processed grains and sugar in a box, right? With cow's milk, which if you're watching any of my videos, I'm not a fan of. Instead of that, let's do this. Or instead of, if you're getting tired of drinking a smoothie, let's consider putting all kinds of neat things in a bowl. So this is why we're calling this video, Break the Breakfast Boredom. You don't have to get bored, even from all those exciting smoothies that I just did for you all week long. There's no reason to be bored. If you're tired of drinking your breakfast or your snack, let's try this. Okay, so this is really exciting and gives you like all the nourishment, all the energizing foods, gives you the opportunity, have great tastes and flavors on your tongue, texture in your mouth. I mean, this is just really fun. But of course it takes a little bit more time than just throwing a smoothie in the blender. My favorite thing, smoothie in the blender, throw it in a mason jar and go. And I like the mason jar approach because every time I use a travel mug, it ends up spilling. The travel mugs really are not spill proof. They're not Jana proof. So I just like to do the mason jar. So what do you need to do this? What do you need? First thing you need is a crazy t-shirt like this, okay? Because if you spill this on yourself, you are gonna ruin your clothes that you're gonna try to go to work with. I can see all of my high-end executive high-performance coaching clients getting smoothie bowl all over their nice, beautiful suit, and that's not gonna be a good favorite breakfast for them then. So, because what happens is you're not just drinking it, you're like throwing this thing in your mouth because it's so damn delicious, you just could make a mess. So, get yourself a t-shirt like this, that's step number one. Step number two is, you just need a couple simple ingredients. Same as you're doing a smoothie. You need a liquid, and you can use any great liquid like you've seen in my smoothies. You can use water, that works great because you have so many high flavored foods. You can use coconut water, which I showed you in our superfood smoothie, and that's wonderful, especially if it's hot out or if you're athletic. It helps hydrate you even further because it has electrolytes. You can use a non-dairy milk, like almond milk, coconut milk, hemp milk, any of those, soy milk, whatever you love. Also, now, I'm such a purist that I don't always like to buy boxed milk because they always add a couple other ingredients that I never understood why. Almond milk should be almonds and water. And if you want, you can add a little bit of vanilla extract, a little bit of pinch of sea salt to give it flavor. But you don't need to add other ingredients. That's really what it is. But almonds have to soak overnight, and then you have to strain them. Making almond milk is a little bit of an effort. So what I love to do sometimes is just do Brazil nut milk. And I have these Brazil nuts that I do. And these I just soak for 15 minutes. I put the Brazil nuts in a bowl, put them in water. While I'm pulling out my smoothie bowl ingredients, they're soaking long enough. I rinse them, drain them, put them in the blender with some water, and that becomes the base of my smoothie bowl. So instead of a milk out of a box, I make Brazil nut milk. And what's wonderful about Brazil nuts is they're really high in selenium and all kinds of great nutrients that support your immune system. So I actually do recommend that to get all your selenium for the day, you do eat a few Brazil nuts every day. But then I started to realize I love chopped Brazil nuts, and I love chopped Brazil nuts on the top of my smoothie bowl. So I didn't want to use my Brazil nuts for the creamy milk consistency, which is the base of my smoothie bowl. So I decided to stick with hemp seeds. And hemp seeds, as you know from me by now, are an amazing source of protein. They have all the essential amino acids your body needs, plus a balance of omega-3, 6, and 9. So healthy fats and protein in hemp seeds, and they're delicious. And you don't have to soak them to make hemp milk. It's just real simple, and I showed that to you in another video. But I'm gonna use that as the base of my smoothie bowl. So I'm gonna use, I came up with these quantities. You can adjust the quantities any way you want. I have a 1/4 cup of hemp seeds. And with a smoothie bowl, use less liquid. Where in a smoothie, you're gonna use a cup or two of liquid to make it real drinkable. Well, this is gonna be thicker. And a lot of people online say to use a 1/2 cup of liquid. And I find that sometimes that's a little bit too much, but it depends on the fruit that you have and the other things that you're adding. So you can adjust that somewhere between a 1/4 cup and a 1/2 cup to give you the right consistency. And which, let me mention also that in some other mixtures and combinations, another liquid you could include would be like a fresh pressed orange juice or fresh pressed apple juice as a liquid for your smoothie bowl. Okay, but I'm gonna use water here. And I'm gonna put it all in it first. I also love I'm gonna add a little bit of, today I have almond extract because I'm making my special favorite smoothie bowl that I haven't seen anybody online do, this combination. So I love the flavor of the almonds with it. Okay, I'm gonna blend this up just to make the base of it, because you always wanna make your milk base first. Simple. Now we're gonna add the fruit. And today, when you watch my dessert smoothie video, you're gonna see that one of my favorite afternoon pick-me-ups is my cherry chocolate milk. It tastes like chocolate covered cherries. So today, we're gonna make my cherry chocolate smoothie bowl. And you're thinking, Janet, you're eating chocolate for breakfast? You better believe I am, because instead of a cup of coffee, I'm putting pure, raw, organic cacao, which is the raw cocoa powder, in my smoothie. And you can use any cocoa powder. It has so many nutrients. It gives you good energy. It seems to support me better than like a caffeinated coffee or something. And it has phenylethylamine, which boosts your mood and emotions. And so all of these great antioxidants and nutrients and good mood lifter. Why wouldn't you want to start your day with that? Well, what we've got is frozen bananas, frozen cherries, everything's organic. We're gonna throw it in the blender. I love taking my bananas that are on the countertop and going right, peel them, throw them in a bag, throw them in the freezer, and you have the base of doing all kinds of smoothies and great desserts, even ice cream with frozen bananas. We got that in there. Now we're gonna add the raw cacao powder. I got about a tablespoon into my smoothie. Now, if you like, you might want to add a couple other very nourishing ingredients. I have here chia seeds and flax seeds, and these are very healing and wonderful for you. The flax seed, you've heard from me before, is a wonderful source of omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory, but the lignans in flax have been found to help fight breast and prostate cancer. Then we've got chia seeds, and chia seeds also have protein and omega-3 and some calcium. So you can do one or the other or none, but if you want to use these, be aware that the more your smoothie sits, the thicker it will become, because they are sort of like a thickening agent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of each one in here, just to add a little bit of extra nutrition into the smoothie. Now, one of the things I love to do, because this is sweet with the bananas and the cherries, is I just like to do a pinch of sea salt, because it really brings out the flavor of everything you're putting in the smoothie bowl. Okay, here we go. Let me turn this on. You know, I'm a fan of the Vitamix blender. They came out with a new model that we do offer, Sonaview. We do get dealer pricing. So if you're ever interested in wonderful kitchen equipment like this, please do contact us. Our price is so good, we're not allowed to put the price on the website, but just give us a call and we'd be glad to work with you on that. So I've got this wonderful, it's a little bit thinner than I would like to think the bananas thawed a little, but we've got this smoothie in a bowl that we're starting to create. Now comes the fun part, I think. You want to top it with everything that you love. So I have here organic blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. Like, wow, okay, like that is just amazing to me. We're gonna put some of each of those into this smoothie. Then you can top it with anything you love. Some people even like to add cacao nibs, make it almost like chocolate chips on that. I like to add, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, more nuts and seeds. So as I told you, I'm a really big fan of Brazil nuts. I like to have a few in my diet every day to get selenium. We're gonna add some Brazil nuts. Walnuts are great also because they're high in omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory. And all of you know that I've help my body fight and eliminate autoimmune by eating anti-inflammatories. Then this is kind of a fun thing. If you want something really chewy, I have some Goji Berries, which are also really healthy for you. They're a little bit harder to chew, so you might want to let them soak a little, or unless you like it really chewy. And then I thought it'd be fun to do some ground up coconut, and this is just simple unsweetened coconut shreds. It's kind of interesting. So what we have here is a really beautiful smoothie. Now I'm gonna have Nathan come over in a minute once I'm finished here to take a shot of this so you can see it, and then we'll go ahead and take a taste. So let me tell you, you don't just have to do this combination, you can do any combination. And yes, acai is great. The reason why I didn't start there is because it's something very specific that you have to find at the health food store, and it can be a little bit expensive, and I want to make sure this is available to everyone to do. But whatever you're in the mood for, let's say you're in the mood for like a tropical flavor, then do pineapple and banana, or mangoes and banana, and then with coconut milk. And then you can add more papaya or mangoes or pineapple on top and give it sort of that tropical flavor. You can, like I said, you can also do a green smoothie bowl. And as a matter of fact, I have Swiss chard from our farm, and I love to do a green smoothie with mangoes and Swiss chard. And it is green, it's definitely green, but that looks really pretty in the bowl too. And you can top it with some chopped apples and kiwi or something like that, which would go with the colors. You could do a peach smoothie bowl with frozen peaches and bananas and some almond milk, and or any of the milks I mentioned, and top with chopped fresh peaches and plums. That is such a beautiful smoothie bowl. And it just so happens that last summer they announced that peaches and plums were found to fight breast cancer. Isn't that amazing? So this is like so healthy. And of course, we're not adding all kinds of sugar. You can even get really interesting and do this as breakfast or dessert. You actually make a chocolate smoothie bowl, and you can do that with just bananas and almond milk or non-dairy milk and cocoa powder, and then add all kinds of neat strawberries and cherries or whatever you think would go good on top of that with nuts and seeds. And you can include pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, anything like that. Or you can even do a vanilla smoothie bowl. And on one of these videos, I am gonna show you, I've been promising for years, how to open a young coconut. And I love to show that because that's kind of a very tropical, exotic thing, but it's so much fun to take a young coconut. It's not an old coconut, it's young, and so the meat inside is soft. And so we can blend up the soft young coconut with the coconut water and add some vanilla, and it makes it like a vanilla pudding. That's actually my vanilla pudding recipe, but then we can add all kinds of great fruit and nuts on top to make that fantastic. And if you look online, you'll see a lot of people doing smoothie bowls. And again, I'm seeing all of them are adding sugar to it, which is not necessary. But sometimes you'll see some really beautiful looking smoothie bowls. And there's an opportunity if you ever get your hands on something called dragon fruit. It makes the smoothie bright pink. It almost looks like it's fake. It's like so. And then you can get really gourmet and take my cashew whipped cream and drizzle it on top, and you can even make designs in it. So there's all kinds of great things that you can do with smoothie bowls to make it interesting and delicious and so good for your health. This is why when I go to high performance certification training, I walk in there where everyone else had their coffee and Danish for breakfast. I walk in there with such high energy and positivity. I go right to the front of the conference room, and when they play music and before each session, I am dancing my heart out, and people look at me and go like, wow, where does she get all her energy? And I am like the life of the party. And isn't that better to be the life of the party because I'm putting all this stuff in my body versus be the life of the party at a party where you're drinking too much, right? So this is how to live. Ditch the Danish and the coffee. Do what I'm teaching you, and your life will improve dramatically. Thank you for joining me. Janet McKee, Son of You. Like my new Janet McKee public figure Facebook page so you get all of this. Follow us at Janet McKee Facebook, Son of You Facebook page, and of course visit us at sonofyou.com because we have amazing gifts for you that we're offering right now. You must take part of our free 4-part Triumphant Life mini online course. You don't want to miss that. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a great weekend.